Hey guys, Saturday, February the 24th of 2024. I want to go over natural gas for my weekly forecast. Without any further delay, let's get into it. So as you can see, this is a weekly cycle I'm using on Spectrum cycle analyzer. And you can see that this smaller cycle here is bottoming out February the 12th, and it goes up all the way up to like April 30th. If we put our cycle, which is the 228 right here, we hit a trough somewhere around March, April, and even May, and then this cycle is going up. So this is the only thing that's positive that's kind of lining up with price action right now. And this one, smaller cycle, is bottoming out right now and is projecting higher. So they're inverse. They're very mixed. They're opposite. One is still bottoming out, and one is starting to go up. So a couple of things could happen here is that we could just either go sideways to lower here and then maybe follow this cycle going upward. That remains to be seen. Nothing guarantees, just using probabilities, but this is what the cycle is showing on the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily to see what the daily is telling us. Okay, if you've been watching my videos, you've noticed that I show a couple of cycles. Now I'm focusing just on the positive ones, just because we're very close to things that could possibly potentially change things. Like I said, nothing guaranteed, nothing. I'm not promising anything. I'm just showing you what the data is showing. So first off, this is a 5-year chart of a daily chart of natural gas, and you can see that we're getting close to a bottom here using this cycle. And it bottoms somewhere around March, pretty much like the first week of March, and then it goes up. Is it going to play out? Yeah, you don't know. You could look at the chart yourself, and you kind of see that it's kind of peaking peaks here. It's a little more fractal. So it's up to you how you look at it. But I like to say, it's up to the eye of the beholder. So right here is that first week. It goes up to April 9th. So we'll see how that plays out. But the one I wanted to show you is the 257 cycle, which we're going to be hitting a trough somewhere around the first week of March. Is this going to play out? I don't know. We'll see. But it's very promising. We're very at the bottom, at the barrel. So if it's going to turn around, this could be a catalyst in regards to direction. Now we just have to wait for price to follow it. There's another seasonality chart I like to follow. So this is the 5-year average, and you can see that from January we get a little bump to January 30th. It goes down to the February 2nd, goes up to the 15th, kind of goes sideways, and on the 27th it gets a nice bump to March 1st. Then it kind of pulls back sideways to grinding lower, all for the month of March. We put what price action has done, and you can see that it's just been selling off. It didn't even get the February 12th to the 15th bump. It continued grinding lower until the 19th, and the 19th you got this bump, and then now it's pulling back, and now you have this possible bump here using the 5-year average, which is the 27th to the 1st. Guaranteed now, but that's what it's showing on average what it does. And then from March 1st it kind of pulls back, and then it just kind of goes sideways. So knowing this with the seasonalities and everything, what kind of things are just kind of bottoming out in this little area right here of March, February, March, April, we will be interesting to see how price action is gonna behave. Look at the 10-year, same thing, February bump. 10-year average bottoms out around the 27th of February, and it's just kind of grinding higher to sideways. So pretty much it looks like March is just sideways action. Nothing really exciting here. This is the 15, and we put our year to date, and you can see it's just kind of sideways from the 15 on. It kind of grinds higher. The 10-year from the 27th gets this pop, but we had this pop here and it didn't even play out. So keep that in mind. Put all of these right here, and this is what you kind of get. Possible, pop on the 26th, 27th. That's the date I was kind of watching to see if we could kind of get a move higher, at least to $2, and maybe just go sideways from here on March on $2. But I don't know if the producers are going to be happy, going sideways for March for like $1.50 to $1.44, and maybe $1.33. So I don't know. That's one of those things you just got to kind of factor in the risk. Do I want to be in a trade holding on for a whole March where it could kind of go sideways? But then again, the weekly cycles spectrum analyzer is showing that maybe there's a possible potential turning point around these months. So it's like kind of those things you're going to have to just kind of wait and see for price action to confirm higher highs and higher lows. This is our Elliott wave chart, and you can see that right here is a potential wave 5 projection of 150. We stall around 152. Got this nice pop, and now pulling back. You can see that the Stokes right here are positive, which is good. That's the 150 wave, $1.50 5-wave projection, and the program is also indicating that we are in close to a proximity of a wave 5. Keep an eye on the 26. This shows a potential turning point. You want to keep an eye on that. I've been eyeing 26, 27. And then I had to put an ellipse from this high to this low. But if this is taken out and pushes lower, these ellipse technique will be voided. So they won't work out because there's more lower price action. But if this holds, keep an eye out for the 29th. 28th, 29th, and even the 1st for increased volatility right here at the end of the ellipse. So keep an eye on that. A couple of things to digest in this chart. The Gann swings are still down, saying, it's not time to go long. That's the advance, and this is the Gann swing, regular 3-day. This is the advanced one, saying it's not time to go long. So this will keep you on the right side of the trade. The delta 4 months is indicating possible turning point around the you could say the 26. I've been saying the 26. The Dewey cycles are down. This is the average, which is the white one. It looks like it gets a pop here, but then it goes down and it bottoms out somewhere around March 7th, so pretty much the first week. So the 26 from the Elliott wave is showing that. The delta is showing that here. Could it be a dead cat bounce? Could it be a turning point here? I don't know. We'll see. But so far, the Dewey is still negative. The mirror cycles have been all kind of sideways to grinding higher. The yellow one is still kind of pushing lower here. But I feel like the mirror cycles haven't been really effective in playing out. So the only thing I'm kind of leaning on is the delta, the Dewey cycles average, and the Gann swings for potential turning points. Okay, a couple of things to digest here on the master chart. First off is the spectrum cycle analyzer, the blue line for possible turning point here. But if it doesn't play out here with this price action, we got the red one that kind of leans towards March, maybe the second week. Next thing is neural net. Picked out a possible bottom on the 13th, and then from here on the 26th, it shows higher prices. So let's see if that's going to play out. And then lastly, the Bradley model, which I was showing you've been following me. 25th, 26th, a lot of things happening in this classical Bradley model. So let's see if something's going to trigger it where things can escalate and do a reversal here. Using our Fourier string analysis in conjunction with the Bradley models, there's a crossover here. And I want to see if something's going to happen between the 26th and 27th within price action of natural gas. Okay, a couple of things here. This is another model I'm running simultaneously, and it's also showing the 13th, and it pops all the way to the 1st, pulls back drastically, and then reverses. So we'll keep an eye on that. And I wanted to show you the Gann fans. There's really no support down here other than this angle that I remember you've been watching. It failed, and then it popped, and it failed right at that angle. Interesting. It knows that that angle is there. Other than that, there's nothing really else on this chart in regards to the geometry of squaring the range. There's like no support other than this this angle right here. Okay, as you can see, I'm trying to narrow it down from this October 27th high of 363, 364, and looking at this one low of 152. We put our Gann fans, you can see this is the 1x1. This is the important one. So from here, you can see that we failed at the 1x2. And we're now below the 1x2 down here. Or you can see the 2x1. And if we put our Gann fans from here, so I need to put this over here. We can zoom in. This line right here is the 30. This is the 45. This is the 60. So I took a lot of things out so you can kind of see. If this is the low, I would like to see it kind of oscillate between these angles, especially stay above the 45, which is a 1x1, because it's going to indicate that it's more on the stronger side compared to hovering around here and trading here. Is more, it's going to be grinding, but it's going to be more on the weaker side. So I want to see how this week is going to play out. But if we take out 152, then chances are there could probably be more lows coming in. Using the Gann square, you can see that I'm picking this low here. This is not really relevant because we just picked this low. But squaring it, what's important here is this April, actually you could probably say the 30th of March. This is the midpoint. If this holds, if this doesn't hold, then this whole square will be void. Andrew's pitchfork, you can see that from these two swing points, we're below the midpoint right here, 50%, and it's just kind of hovering there. And I did the ellipse from the high on a scale chart to see if this is going to be a slope. Natural gas could start, grinding higher or holding the slope. But if it doesn't hold the slope and it takes out 152, then this ellipse is going to be void. Okay, so this is the last clip. I'm going to be showing this contract and the change of contract. So you can see we got this nice bounce, pulled back in, volume is dwindling, and that's probably due to the fact that the change of contract is going to happen very soon. Let's go into our simple glance. Nothing's really changed. Still kind of hockey stick. We took out our mobile bands, which is like $161, closed below it. PPS sell signal just kicked in. So we were in where the noise was. We didn't close above 176, at least to go higher. So it was like a dead cat bounce, pushed lower. Is it going to test 152 and then bounce? We'll see. But histogram is negative. Volume is light. So now I'm going to type in the contract change, which is J24. And you can see that pretty much the same thing. You can see that volume is a little more negative here because the volume is picking up on this contract. And they pushed lower. There's a Woody's weekly support here of 169 S1. Oh, that's the midpoint actually. Support would be all the way down here, 149. So we're at the midpoint and see how that plays out. But yeah, very, very negative. You probably got an even more defined hockey stick set up here. Could this be the low? I don't know. Last week's volume was pretty much to the bulls because we got this nice pop. And I think that's it. Linear regression chart on the monthly. Let's go into our midpoint chart here. So I need to go back to where I got all my notes. So this is a level I'm eyeing right now, 157, but this is the sweet spot for me if it gets down there in this area, but we'll see. It's too early to tell. Move this up. Yeah, so we were hovering around here, kind of failed, pushing back. Could it go down and do a fail new low and then reverse? After showing you all the things I showed you that, February and March could just be sideways, just kind of consolidating, chopping back and forth. Also showed you some spectrum cycle analysis where we could get very close to the bottom between February, March, and April could be a possible turning point. And then, April, February the 26th, 27. A lot of things lining up here. So it all is going to depend on price action. Weather's not helping us out. And whatever else is happening, in the world, unless something happens, that it's a catalyst that things change. But I don't see that. I don't see anything in the news in regards to that. So let's look at our weekly 165 is your midpoint. If we're going to push lower, 152, test that low. 145, 138. And targets to the upside, if you can stay above 165, would be 179, 186, and 192. Now I'm going to put the change of contract so we can factor that in. You need to stay above at least 173 with the change of contract. But if that doesn't hold, obviously 160, 153, and then 146 to the downside targets. If we go stay above this week of 173, targets to the upside is 187, 194. The 194 is at April 14 low, and then $2. So that's going to be your range for the whole week on both contracts. So let's get out of here. And for Monday, let's go back to our regular. If I can get back there real quick. Okay, for Monday, let's make this, you got 165. You need to stay above it to stay bullish Monday. And if you can, then the VWAP, not the VWAP, the targets of the upside is at 172 high, 176, and 179. It's going to push lower, 155, and then 151. And with the change of contract for Monday only, you need to get above 175 in order for get a bullish momentum to targets to the upside, which is 181, 185, and 189. If it's going to dwindle lower, you got 165 and 162 targets to the downside. And lastly, the statistical calendar. I haven't put all the data in here, but I'm going to just give you a heads up. So Monday is a down day, trading day. Tuesday is a very down day. Then Wednesday, trading day is up. And Thursday is up. Average return by the whole week is down. Average return for the whole month of February, which we already know, is down. Where you make the most money, it will be Monday and Tuesday to the downside. And you can make money on the upside too for Wednesday and Thursday, but not by much. But so if you were to pick out of this whole week, these probably 2 days would probably be your best days to go short. Wednesday is not a good day to go short. And statistically, Wednesday and Thursday are up. Weekdays, Monday is down, Tuesday's up by a little bit, and Wednesday, Thursday are down, and Thursday's the one with the most down. So I'm going to sign out. Should we put the square of 9 to see if there's any insight there? We're around 168, somewhere around here. We're kind of hovering around here. I think this is probably going to be, this whole week is going to be this area. Going the back and forth, or maybe pushing all the way to 157 and maybe even extreme to 150. Never know, 145. But I think this right here is going to be your trading range. And if there's up surprises, all the way to 176. But this is going to be your range here. And your key points would be 166, 157, 151, 169, and 176. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video. Let me know your comments, your thoughts. What do you think? Sideways, capitulation, we bounce, reverse. What are your thoughts? Whether, it's going to get colder. If it's not, the halt on LNG, Biden, Texas, Abbott, Ukraine war, natural gas, Putin, all that stuff. Everything, you got to consider all that other stuff, Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? And let's see how this week plays out. Remember, the 26th, 27th, according to my analysis, should be interesting days. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see what price action is going to tell us. I'm going to sign out, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.